What is up, Credits? In this video, we'll be talking about this week's Double Money Event Week as well as the property and vehicle discounts. This event week is for March 14th through March 20th, 2024. So the current price right for this week is the Vapid Click Wagon. It's primarily based on a 1951 Ford Country Squire and has a normal base price of about $1.2 million. But anyways, to get it for free this week, you have to get top 5 in an LS Car Meet Series race for 3 days in a row. In regards to performance, it's in the muscle car class and is one of the slowest cars in that class, which is to be expected for a vehicle like this, but the customization is pretty great and it's a nice car to cruise around in. Continuing to the test drive vehicles for this week, we have the Comet SR, the ETR1, and the RE7B as well, and all three of these were Remove website vehicles, so make sure to pick them up this week if you don't already own them. And for current gen console users, we have the Vigero ZX convertible as the HSW test ride vehicle for this week. Continuing to the casino podium vehicle, we have the Pegassi Osiris. This one is primarily based on the Pagani Huayra and has a normal price of just under $2 million. This one is of course in the supercar class and used to be one of the top 3 fastest supercars back in 2015. But obviously a lot has changed over the years and it now sits around 30th place in that class for most tracks. Regardless, I still think it's a really nice car to drive in general, with pretty good exhaust note and some decent customization as well. In terms of the dealership cars for this week, in luxury autos we have the recently added Canis Terminus and the Turismo Omaggio as well, which are both repeating from last week, pretty strange. Anyways, continuing to Simeons, we have the Cognoscenti, the Jester, the Avarice Bike, the Retinue, and the Hermes as well. And all of these were Remove website cars, so definitely make sure to pick them up this week. Moving on to the discounts. In terms of property discounts, we unfortunately do not have any properties on sale this week, which is a real shame. Continuing to vehicle discounts, on Legendary Motorstar website, we have 25% off the recently added Vapid Illusion. This one's in the SUVs class and is a pretty average performing SUV. It has some customization plus Amani tech, but honestly it's a pretty forgettable SUV. Next up, onto the Southern San Andreas website, we have 25% off the recently added Dorado. This one's in the SUVs class and isn't all that quick. However, the customization is really good and it's pretty fun to drive as well. Moving along, we have 25% off the recently added Impaler LX. This one's in the muscle car class and is actually pretty quick, being a top 20 performing vehicle in that class for track performance, which you really wouldn't expect for a vehicle that looks like this. It looks kind of like a grandpa car, but this thing is an absolute sleeper, although I do think it's still a bit overpriced for what it is. Continuing, we have 25% off the Vigero ZX convertible. This one's in the muscle car class and is the fastest HSW vehicle in that class for track performance alongside the normal HSW Vigero ZX. And honestly, I personally still prefer the standard Vigero ZX, but obviously that's all personal preference. I'm just not too fond of convertible muscle cars personally. Anyways, next up we have 30% off the Nagasaki Outlaw. This one's in the off-roads class and is decently quick, making it into top 20 for the class, but it does have no customization except for some liveries. Honestly, I think it's still a bit overpriced for what it is. And lastly, we have 30% off the Defiler motorcycle, and this one is a top 10 performing motorcycle in that class. It has some decent customization, but honestly, I'm not too much of a fan of the design of this one, but all personal preference. Moving on to the gun van, we have the following weapons available this week, and 20% off the combat shotgun as well. Continuing to Double Money, we have Double Money NRP on the adversary mode running back, the recently added drag races, and the Cluck and Bell farm raid setup missions, which is pretty cool, but not the finale itself, which is a real shame. In regards to the weekly challenges this week, if you earn 50,000 in associate/bodyguard salaries, you'll receive 100,000. Kind of a weird challenge there, but you're also going to receive the Cluck and Bell hat that you were able to get last week, so pretty interesting. Continuing to the weekly vehicle robberies from the Salvage Yard business, again these only change once per event week. We have the McTony Robbery with the Comet S2 Cabrio, which is finally claimable this week. So, after you do the whole McTony Robbery, you steal the S2 Cabrio, you have it in your salvage yard business, you can actually choose to keep it and add it to your personal garage after you steal it, which is nice. And then, of course, we have the other two robberies this week, which are the Duggan Robbery with the Jubilee and the Gangbanger Robbery with the Shinkwamila. But these two are not claimable this week. Again, it is only the S2 Cabrio. But I'm glad Rockstar is finally starting to allow us to claim these robbery vehicles. It seems like it might be a one vehicle a week type of thing, but I guess we'll see how Rockstar decides to go about this in the future. And lastly, for the time trials, this week's normal time trial is Cypress Flats. I highly recommend a car with a high top speed or a quick bike for this one. For the premium race, we have the Supercar Race Downtown Underground. I highly recommend the Emirates, Krieger, Omaggio, or LM87 for this race. And if you're on current gen, I highly recommend using the HSW Weaponized Ignis or the HSW Cyclone 2. And lastly, for current gen console users, the HSW time trial is Sandy Shores. As always, the HSW Hakachu Dragon with the best one for these. In terms of my vehicle discount pick of the week, honestly, I'm not leaning towards any of the vehicles on sale, but if I had to pick one, I guess I'd go with the Dorado because of the customization, or maybe the Impaler LX, but I guess I'm leaning a bit more towards the Dorado. Anyways, guys, overall this event week isn't really all that great. No properties on sale, and double money bonuses are pretty lackluster as well. But definitely let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Not the best event week. Anyways, guys, let's hope next week is better. Thanks again for watching. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.